Hey y'all, welcome to Mississippi Girl Life. I'm just a country Mississippi girl married to a New York City boy and a mom of three living in North Carolina. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, Mississippi Girl Life. So look, in this video, we're going to be talking about some prepping items. This is going to be beginner friendly, okay? I'm going to keep these videos in different, well, pretty much in a series, different categories. That way it's easy for y'all. So there's going to be more videos that going to be coming out in the next upcoming days of different categories. But I want to keep it very, very, very beginner friendly as possible. That way I don't, confuse anybody with having so many different categories to start prepping in if you ain't started, and then it overwhelm you. I ain't trying to do that, okay? So we're going to talk about food, water, and we're going to go into cooking and fuel, okay? Because those things goes hand in hand, all right? So I have done everything. Look, I am all digital now, planning all my videos for y'all, my lives for y'all, everything. I have a whole database set up. I have everything. That way I don't forget, okay? So you're going to see me looking down and stuff because I have everything on here. Like I say, everything for both of my channels are now digital. Even my planning and stuff. Y'all know I love my planner. Everything is digital. That way it keeps me with, wherever I go, I could take this and have my schedule and everything right there. And it makes it easy for me to respond to y'all comments and all give me a bigger view than just using a phone and stuff. So whole little workstation. So I have this thoroughly out. I have had to research from different things, put different things together, and we have something, okay? We have something. So let's go ahead and, like I said, this is going to be a series of different videos, but today we're going to focus on food, water, and cooking, okay? So let's go ahead and start with water. So they says for water, and this is the prepper's shopping list, practical, beginner friendly, okay? So water. Hope you got your pen and paper ready. Pause it if you don't, okay? Water, 1 gallon per person per day. We already know, a lot of y'all that's been prepping, we already know that we need a gallon of water per person a day. That's what's recommended. Even though we may not be drinking a gallon a day right now, but that's what's recommended. So, minimum of 3 to 14 days. That's another thing I want to let you know is for this, when it comes to water, because the water they saying a minimum of 3 to 14 days, they're going from at least 3 days to 2 weeks. Now, whatever is best for you, do it. Something is better than nothing. But let's say this 2 weeks, okay, for as water is what they want you to do. Be safe with 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks of water. Water storage container, stackable jugs is recommended, okay? So that can be the water jug. Well, when they say stackable, I'm thinking more of those big tote jugs, kind of like the water reserve jugs that they use for like van life camping and stuff like that. You can get them at Walmart, and they have sometimes they use it for gray water, which is your bad water, and then you have one for your clear water. Those are pretty stackable. But I guess, if you ain't got jugs, you ain't got to go out your way. You can do bottled water. You can stack those cases, okay? Water purification. So they're recommending Sawyer Mini Life Straw style filters. A lot of y'all have told me about those Life Straws, okay? And you can get them from Amazon, all right? I still have to order some, but I'm not worried because I do have water purification tabs. I have showed y'all those. You can also get those from Walmart. You can get them from like any sporting stores. You can get them from Amazon, okay? Next is what we just talked about, water purification tablets, if you ain't got the straws. All right? 1 second, y'all. Okay, so water purification tablets, if you ain't got the straws, or you can have both. That's up to you. That is completely up to you. Next is unscented bleach for emergency treatment. So you have to be very, very careful with that. But sometimes, and some people do use just a little bit, I mean, small amount of bleach, and they say that will purify the water. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, that's just me, but everybody's different. So please research the different sizes of water if you're thinking about putting that in. But it says to have that on hand. So do your research, write it down, put it somewhere safe, and then still get the unscented bleach if you choose to. But if you choose to do that, use that for water purification, it needs to be unscented bleach. I'm not telling nobody to do it. It's just a recommendation for some people that wants to do it. And also collapsible water bags for carrying. Okay, those I have some. Those are like your dang, it's right there. Aronde. What's the name for the canisters? I know y'all used it when y'all were PT in the military. They'll go over your back. It's flat. You put water in it. Whole Camelbacks. Okay. That's the first thing come to mind when they say collapsible water bags. Okay. Is they have like a little sprout thing that come up. You can suck it, but you can tote it on your back. And when the water is out, it folds up or whatnot. So they call it Camelbacks. Okay. It may be called something else in the stores, but they are collapsible water bags and they are good for that purpose. All right. So that's what the recommendations is for water. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the food. Okay. So we're going to start with food, shelf stable, no cook. Okay. Cooking options. All right. So things that is shelf stable or you don't have to cook it. Heat it up and stuff, but you can eat it if you don't have a way to cook. Okay. So first one on here is a no cook ready to eat. It's going to be your canned meats, which is your tuna, your chicken, your salmon, and your spam. Okay. That's what's recommended. I have talked to y'all about doing low sodium stuff. So you can buy some of this stuff low sodium or whatever works for you. Next is going to be your canned beans plus canned chilies, stews, and soups. Okay. That's going to be things that you can eat straight out the can if you have to. If your stomach is licking your back, then you ain't going to care how cold it is. You're going to want it done so it don't hurt you, don't set up no bacteria and stuff. And you're going to want to eat. Okay. Next is nut butters, nuts, and trail mix. Okay. Nut butters, nuts, and trail mix. Good source of protein for those. Next is crackers, tortillas, and hardtack. Now, hardtack is a way back, hard cracker. It is so hard. It said that they have to hydrate it in a liquid so it don't break your teeth. But apparently it was baked with nutrition, like nutritional things in it, and they called it hardtack. Okay, so crackers, tortillas. If you made it this far in the video, comment and let me know if you know what hardtack is. Okay, this is way before my time. I'm an 87 baby, but I did my research, okay, because I wanted to know what it was. Okay, so the next is granola, protein bars, meal replacement shakes. Okay, so if you can tolerate meal replacement shakes and things like that, that'll be a good thing. Now, growing up, I always had to drink Ensure Plus. But now those type of drinks, they upset my stomach. They really upset my stomach. So, I mean, I would get it and not drink it fast. It will be one of them where I have to like sip it, sip it, sip it, sip it, sip it. Because drinking it fast ain't going to agree with me. If you're like that, you have to get what's best for you. But granola, now protein bars, I don't really buy things that say like protein or energy or anything like that. But like granola bars and things, I would get those. So whatever is best for you, just know granola, protein bars, meal replacement shakes. Next, they have shelf-stable milk or milk powder. Very, very important for milk powder, okay? And I would also say canned milk, okay? And get it in small amounts in case you can't refrigerate it. If you can't refrigerate it, you need to be able to use it quick. That's why I like canned milk. But powder milk, you can make the amount that you need also and use it quick. So whatever you prefer. But make sure you have both, I would say. Comfort food, okay? Like chocolate, candy, instant pudding. In an emergency, it would be comforting to have some of the norms if you could. Just a little Hershey Kisses, or a little just Hershey. Well, Hershey is pretty much the same. But y'all get what I'm saying. If it's a certain type of chocolate you like or whatnot, that would be a plus to have, in a stressful situation. Okay. Instant pudding was something that one of the things they said, and that's quick to make. Whereas when you make like instant jello, you gotta chill that for it to congeal. But pudding would be something quick. It'd probably be better if it was cooled, but it still would be quick. All right, now we're moving on to the cookable staples. Okay, things that you will have to cook. First, we start with rice, pasta, and oats. Can't go wrong with none of those. It's going to stick to your ribs. It's going to stick to your gut, okay? It's going to stick to your ribs, stick to your gut. And that is going to last a while for as a carbohydrate, okay? Next is lentils, dry beans. Only if you can cook and soak them. So if we got to be sheltered in place and you in your home, you can cook and soak them. I mean, you can cook and soak them. But also have some of those in the cans in case you can't. Okay, cans, or even got the pouches of it already done of the beans. So whichever way works for you. Next is instant potatoes. Okay, another good choice. And you can even buy those in the smaller bags. You can buy the box and you can break it down into Ziploc bags. That is up to you. Next, we have flour, sugar, and salt. Okay, those are staples. You can make so many different things with that. So many different things. Okay. Next is cooking oil, olive oil, or vegetable oil, or ghee. Now, I showed y'all a couple months ago, I have ghee. Okay. And I don't buy vegetable oil. I buy olive oil. Okay. So those are my two things. Plus, I also bought coconut oil too. But that's just a preference. That's up to you. Next is bouillon cubes and stock base. So bouillon cubes, you can make a type of broth or whatever. Even that's the cubes. Instead of having the chicken broth, liquids or whatnot, you can just pop the cubes in some warm water, let it all melt and stuff, and you can create a type of broth that you can. Some people drink it straight like that. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend you put a good amount of water for it, because putting it in a little thing of water can be salty and very concentrated. But it can go in so many different ways. So that's a good seasoning, and also being able to make a broth with it. Next is spices you actually use. Some people buy all type of spices, don't know nothing about them, don't know how to use them. You buy what you use. Buy what y'all normally hear me holler, that paprika and all that. Buy what you use, okay? Buy what you use to season up your food, what you like to use, what you know don't bother you. Next is coffee, tea, plus sweeteners. So Again, having some warm, especially if you're a coffee drinker, or a tea drinker. I have to watch caffeine, and even the decaffeinated coffee bother me. So for me, that'll be more like my hot apple ciders and my hot chocolate. Okay. Next, okay, that's the end of the cookable staples. So next we have long-term or bulk items. All right. And the first one is freeze-dried meals. That's optional, but it's convenient. Okay. Freeze-dried meals. So you can try some of them out. Like we have MREs. I would say that's considered a freeze dried, you know what I'm saying? But most of the freeze dried will be your dehydrated meals, okay? Whereas the MREs, some the main meals and stuff is not dehydrated. But kind of fall into, y'all get what I'm saying. But your freeze dried, there's so many different companies. There's Augustin, I got Augustin Farms. There's just so many different companies that you can get freeze dried. So it'd be like your dried milk. You can get dried eggs. You can get dried macaroni and cheese meals. Like dried hamburger helper. You can get dried turkey. Those things. It lasts a while, long as they stay dry in a dry place. Dark dry place is recommended. They last. They have a long shelf life. Some 25 plus years. Okay. So it's optional, but it's convenient. Yeah, water, rehydrate, or whatever you want to, add to it. Next is canned vegetables and fruit. Canned stuff goes a long way. Can go almost 10 years past the expiration date. So, canned vegetables and fruit. Honey, long shelf life. Yes, it does. Honey, and I recommend getting raw organic honey. Okay, because some of this honey ain't nothing but sugar and water caramelized, and they call it honey. You want that real honey, okay? And it'll go a long way. If you have an allergy to it, don't do it. Some honeys give me indigestion, where I do think I do have an allergy to some honeys, okay? So I have to be careful and know which one. I cannot use the cheap honey out the stores. It's just don't digest with me. So, and that ain't good anyway, because you want the raw. You want, and some of it say raw, but some of it don't be. It be having different. You have to read the labels, and sometimes you can't even go by the labels. So if you can go to like a farmer's market or something that is raw organic honey, that would be best. Even though I do have some Costco honey here, okay, and I do have the blue agave sweetener, so but you have to be careful with those type of things too, and not have too much. All right. And don't give honey to infants. Okay. Let me just say that. I know that from having kids, growing up back home, you always heard that. Don't give honey to infants. Okay. Don't do that. All right. And babies tend to have like allergies to it and all that, but it was always said don't give honey to infants, to little babies. Don't do. No. All right. So cooking and food. Okay. It's what we're going to talk about now. And the first thing on the list is a manual can opener. Manual can opener, not electric. Manual can opener. Because you may not have power, or you don't want to use your power if you got a power station, and use it on something like opening a can when you can just manually do it. Okay. All right. So the next is camp stove, propane or butane, or alternative heat source. All right. So please be careful with whatever you use. I will say this: if you're using those things, propane and stuff, make sure you got a carbon monoxide system alarm thingy. Make sure you have one of those with anything that you got to burn anything with. Okay. Make sure you keep things ventilated. All right. And that's not on here. That's just me telling you, Next is fuel canisters, enough for your planned duration. Okay. That's something else that's very, very important to have. Next is lighter, waterproof matches, and fire starters. Always keep you a fire starter. Learn how to start a fire without matches and without lighters and all that. But have your fire starter, waterproof matches. Because if they get wet, if they're not waterproof, they're no good. Waterproof matches and lighters have different things. That stuff is still kind of inexpensive. It's easy to get, okay? And be careful with it. You don't want to start a fire. Next is 2 cooking pots, pans, utensil set. And when you find little things that's compact on sale, I will say, because I am here in my prepper room, like this. We found these that was on sale, come a little brush. I can use that to heat up different little things. And you can have some that's bigger. You can also find like the camping stuff, pots and stuff like that will work too. And I will say this, I have multiple videos out. I did share them in my community post. So you can scroll down my community post and you will see of the tea light candles. Now that's my choice. I love the tea light candles. I do have the little fuel canisters. I have a whole case of those where you can use it for like a camp stove and stuff. Even though it's unscented and you can use it inside, when I have tried that, it gave me a headache. It did. So I will use it outside for that reason. Even though you can use it inside. Y'all know you can get them from Dollar Tree. I didn't get mine from the Dollar Tree. I'd rather have a better quality with certain things from the Dollar Tree. You can't buy everything from the Dollar Tree. You can't buy everything cheaply, okay? You get what you pay for. But I bought these things. I noticed they have them at the Dollar Tree now for like if you go to a gathering and they have the aluminum pan and then they have that little round thing they light and it keeps things warm. Yeah. So, those are the little fuel canisters I'm talking about. Also, though, you're going to see down my community post tea light candles. I love the tea light candle method. I also like the Crisco candle method. I have those videos that I have done a couple years ago on that community post. I went back and got them out and let them know, upload them so y'all will know. I did get a comment where somebody was saying thank you so much, and y'all know back a couple years ago, somebody saw one of my videos and she told me that she was able during an ice storm to tell her daughter, her daughter had just had a baby, had an infant, and was stuck in the ice storm and could not heat the baby's bottle. And she had said, MGL, thank you so much. She was able to tell her daughter by watching my video to get the tea light candles and set it up, and she was able to warm that baby bottle using those tea light candles. You got to be careful with them. Get unscented. I still don't stand directly over it because it's still a candle. It's still wax. But make sure you watching out for the kids, pets. Don't let nobody knock none over or anything. And I show you the racks and how to use the tea light candles. And in an emergency situation where you're trying to survive, some people be like, oh, that takes too long to cook rice or whatnot. Just start ahead of time. Start ahead of time. Something is better than nothing. And tea light candles, aluminum pans, and a cooling rack is not too expensive. It's not too expensive. And I know after I did those videos with tea light candles, Walmart tea light candles went up all of a sudden. But they still able to be purchased. All right. Next, they have aluminum foil, Ziploc bags, food storage containers. So you can put your leftovers and things in. You open something, you don't want none laying around drawing flies and bugs and critters and all that stuff. You need to be able to wrap your food up. Aluminum foil will keep things warm a little longer than anything, but if you have like dry goods and stuff, or liquid soups and stuff, you need to heat up. Well, not heat up, you need to because you may have a way to cool things down or whatnot. You need those things to be able to, put your food in, okay? So that's the end of our list. That came to the end of our list. So I hope this has been helpful. This beginner guide to, we just did the water and the food. Like I say, I'm gonna have more videos coming out in different sections. Okay. So I hope this was informational for y'all. It's the basic. I know it's the basic, but there's a lot of people that don't know these things, don't know what, or they get confused and overwhelmed when they hear prepping supply list. But these are the things we're going to need to do, because I do believe, like I've said for years, and people don't like me to say this, I do think we're going to get to the point, if it's God's will, where it's going to be like in the Great Depression days. May not even be as bad as the Great Depression, but it's sure going to feel like it. Okay. It's going to look like it. So with that being said, make sure y'all go visit the MGL Home and Garden channel. Okay. Most of y'all is probably on there, but make sure y'all go head over there and visit that. That link will be in the description box below. Yeah, and I hope, like I say, I hope more people start prepping. Don't forget to, like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell, y'all, so y'all will be notified when I upload a video. And I shall see y'all in the next one. If it's Jehovah's will, y'all, please be safe, okay? Love each and every one of y'all. Till next time. Bye.